John Higgins here with Best Choice Lending with another tip on how to grow your business, build your brand, and generate leads. Today we're going to talk about virtual tours. We offer both a branded and unbranded virtual tour, one that is MLS compliant. What you'll find most interesting in today's video is how we use that in an almost guerrilla marketing style to beat Zillow and Trulia at their own game. Pay special attention when that part comes up. Enjoy the video.
Today we're going to talk about virtual tours. I'll tell you, what's really interesting about virtual tours is that buyers love them and they just have higher trust for us as agents when we give them virtual tours. And what I want to talk about today with the virtual tours is how you can take a virtual tour and have an unbranded version for your MLS, but you can have that same version branded as it goes out to search sites and goes out to the web and all that. So if we look at the two differences, here we have an unbranded, without any of our info on it. And then here we have branded, which actually has contact info. It's got an instant chat lead capture. It's got all of your information. So it's a lead getter. It's a way that you can attract more consumers. A little story that some of you have heard me told before. I was on an airplane. Now it's probably been about a year and a half. And one of the gals that sat next to me, she was actually coming out to look at properties for a second home. And when I talked to her, she said, I'll tell you, so many agents, I feel gypped because some will give me virtual tours and some won't. And virtual tours are such a powerful way for us to stand out, such a powerful way for us to make our listings look special. And the more special we make them look, the more we're going to attract more listings, which give us bait to attract more buyers. It just is kind of that gift that keeps on giving. So obviously we want our information on it, but our MLSs won't allow us to have our information on it. Why not? Well, the reason they won't allow us to have our information on it is because per IDX rules, okay, we're allowed to show each other's listings. So like on our IDX search in our system that you can have, property searches on your personal website, we're not actually allowed to show each other's information big because, we agree per the IDX rules that we can use each other's listings to try and sell more houses. And so it's a great thing that we as realtors and as a fellow agent, I can tell you, I think it's a great thing that we are sharing each other's data. I know there's a lot of debate about search sites like Zillow and Trulia and all that, but when it comes to IDX, we got that part right because that's a place that we as realtors are sharing data between each other. So when we're sharing data, one thing you have to realize is that, since 97% of our listings are going to be sold by a buyer agent, you want the buyer agent's buyers that are on their IDX search, that are saving, making notes, being excited, but most importantly, being notified when a new listing hits the market. You want that listing to have a virtual tour every time. So you have to have an unbranded version because that unbranded version will be on their IDX. The buyer agent is more than happy to have the IDX search with all the virtual tours on their IDX. And then what's neat about that is that you're still getting the exposure even though it's not promoting you per se because your listings will get more showings. So that makes good sense for these like this, unbranded, where it basically is clean, doesn't have your information, all that good stuff. When we get to branded tours now have your info. And what's special about it is you can do lots of cool stuff with them. You can have voiceovers and all sorts of ways to really promote them. The unbranded tours need to be clean, and they're trying to get more showings. But we don't, like that buyer told me, want to make them feel gypped. We want to give them anything and everything that we can. So let's look at how we take your unbranded tours and help make them branded. I mean, if I were going to go on Zillow here, are any of you paying to advertise on Zillow? We have a realtor here that is, and I'll tell you, you could spend anywhere from a couple hundred to a couple thousand a month to advertise on Zillow. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. For a lot of you, I think it's a really powerful way to advertise. I'm just saying it can be very expensive. So since it can be very expensive, wouldn't it be neat if you could be on Zillow and Trulia and be showcased, okay, and hopefully even get the prospect without having to pay those extra fees? And that's what unbranded tours will give you. If you notice right here where it says View Virtual Tour, or if I'm on Trulia, right here where it says Virtual Tour, and I've actually got it, if we look at it here, you'll notice that I have it in red. You see where it says Virtual Tour here on Trulia? And see in Zillow where it says View Virtual Tour? When a consumer views virtual tours, and please know they sure are, I'll tell you, I've was speaking to a friend of mine that was buying a house, and he told me, I'll only look at properties that have virtual tours, because he said that, it's a trust factor for him. He says that they don't take the time to have a virtual tour, then they obviously aren't taking very good care of the listing. So it's important for us to make sure that we're taking good care, that we're giving them what they want. So instead of spending thousands to advertise, just make sure that you have your virtual tours in MLS. As they get fed, the unbranded will automatically turn branded on the search sites like Zillow and Trulia. Huge stuff. So it's a great way for you to get more prospects, great way for you to stand out, and great way for you to make everything more powerful. So with that said, so how do you create a virtual tour? The good news is everything in our system is real simple, so we create it automatically. So we literally fully automate it from the MLS, put in your MLS number, bam, creates a virtual tour. And what we do is we basically take the pictures, and then we, put automatic zooms on them, music, we take your text, all that good stuff. So you don't have to do anything. You literally push a button, or you can just automate all your listings if you like. But the other thing that we do, and I'll tell you, this is where it's important for unbranded virtual tours, is you want them to be as powerful as possible. So you want to do things like voiceovers, edit the zooms. In other words, if you're trying to draw attention to the wrought iron, you want to zoom up the staircase, so maybe you have it pan up. Or you might want to zoom right into, the gourmet wolf appliances or something like that. So what's nice is that you can actually use enhancements, if you'd like, to give people a better experience. You can upload MP3 files. You can record 4-second voice clips on the virtual tours. You can do all sorts of things. And we even have in the system a way that you could tell what you have and haven't done so that you can enhance your sites and tours to make sure that you're helping your property stand out in their best light. So just know that there's a lot of ways, over 100 songs, all sorts of ways to enhance. One of the last things that I want to talk about as far as enhancement are panos. We support panoramic pictures, and if you're not doing these on your property sites and your virtual tours and everything, shame on you. You're not giving buyers the best experience. Let's face it, panoramics take away all limitations. They give you that full perspective. Now you can see the whole view. You can see the whole kitchen. You can see everything. So make sure that you just, gosh, we could do it with our smartphones now. You could do it with Microsoft ICE Panel Stitcher, free Panel Stitcher. You could just Google Microsoft ICE and Image Composite Editor, download it. It's free, and you can use your camera and create gorgeous panos. So they're so easy to do. So just know that, number one, you can create virtual tours with a push of a button and not do anything more. Number two, for those of you that actually want to create higher trust and attract more consumers, you can edit them. You can upload panos, all sorts of neat things. So do nothing or do everything, and you can even do that based on the listing. But definitely the one thing you must do is put in your MLS compliant links and make sure that your virtual tours are actually going out to all the search sites. And we do give you all the links on our properties tab in our system. We actually give you all the MLS compliant links. A little hint here, make sure that you try different ones in your MLS, because each MLS has a different requirement for what the link needs to be. So we've given you all sorts of different ones and made it really easy on you. So I hope that's pretty exciting. Hopefully all you guys will save money. You'll get your branded tour onto Zillow and Trulia, and then track more prospects and, make more money than you ever have. So that's the tip of the day.
I hope you enjoyed today's video, and thanks for staying to the end. Remember, you can contact the loan officer that set you up in agent marketing for all these tools. Happy prospecting.